Good evening. I want to share some words with you about success in weight management. Okay, weight management covers all aspects of whatever you would like to do with your body, whether that be weight loss, fat loss, strength gains, inches lost. Okay, I want to propose to you that it is easier to succeed at this than it is to fail, and that applies to a lot of things in life. We have been programmed to believe a lie, and this lie is that in order for something to be right, an answer to be right, it has to be really hard to find. It has to be really hard to come by, okay? We tend to ignore the easy answer that is right in front of us because it's too good to be true. And therefore, we go looking high and low, looking for the right answer, the one that is hard to find, the one there's some secret out there that we have not found yet, okay? The words I'm trying, I have been knocking those words out of the mouths of my clients lately. I'm trying is your body's way of keeping you in the same patterns subconsciously. You may not realize you're doing it. You may think you're harmless by saying it. You may genuinely believe, but I am trying. Well, I know you are trying, but that's just it. The words we say matter. The words we think appear matter to what the rest of these cells do. So when I discovered my way out of insulin resistance, I wasn't just trying. I knew there had to be an answer, and I went looking for it. Back then, the answers were harder to find than they are today because we didn't have the internet, and we didn't have the easy answers on the internet that we have today. Everything came from books. Everything came from encyclopedias. Everything came from going to the library and researching in different kinds of books and encyclopedias. I mean, all of that is how I found what I found. Getting on the email list of doctors that worked with this subject. And that is eventually how I came to the program where I came to. But it wasn't that I was just trying. I was actually actively looking for the answers, and when they showed up, I did them. So I want you to wipe out the words I'm trying, okay? Because to succeed, it means you have to be repetitive over and over and over and over and over. We don't want to call that I'm trying. The moment you say I'm trying, when you're supposed to be repeating mistakes over and over and over and over and over, you have told your body it's never going to work because you're only trying. You're never going to reach it. You need to say, I'm in the process. I am in the process, and I am on my way to success. Okay? You have to say things differently in your mind, okay? So I want to wipe the words I'm trying out, because you'll probably not find success easier than failure if you don't believe that. So in the process of me wanting to relieve my menopausal symptoms, this is when it became obvious to me that by making the choices to reduce inflammation, which is the top-notch thing every woman should be doing if they're approaching menopause or in postmenopause, is reducing inflammation, okay? You can take all the supplements you want, but if you're still doing the things that cause inflammation, you're in a win-lose battle. You're trying to win, but you're losing. You're trying to win, but you're losing, because you are constantly still putting the inflammation in there, but you're trying to take things to cut it out. You need to change those behaviors, and you need to work on removing inflammation, okay? Now, we can replace inflammatory behaviors with anti-inflammatory behaviors. That is different. That is still, adding something good in to remove the other. But I'm talking about the women who continue to take a medicine for weight loss and then continue to eat the junk food. I don't care if it's once a week. I don't care if you think it's not that often. If you do it at all, you are still telling your body you have not left your inflammatory behaviors, okay? What we don't realize is doing an inflammatory behavior one time can actually cause inflammation to hang out for over a week. So when I was looking to relieve my menopausal symptoms and reduce the inflammation in my body, especially because of my injured hip, I found that in the process, weight loss, belly fat loss, became easier. And I want to share that with you guys. I want you to start looking for the easy answers. I want you to start understanding that the easy answers are repetitive. They can seem boring to some people, but you know what? Whoever said it should be complicated? It wasn't complicated when we were growing up. It was very simple when we were growing up. Your beliefs affect your behavior. So what the words that first come out of your mouth during a joke, or you hear something on TV and you feel the response come out of your mouth, those responses they have a home in your brain. And I want you to work on your belief system. You're going to have to change that belief system so that you can change your behavior, okay? Because if we don't believe that weight loss is easy, it's always going to be a struggle, okay? So the other thing is this. The first problem that most women incur is, ew, healthy food doesn't taste good. I'm going to miss my fun food. My fun food is so enjoyable, blah, blah, blah. Ladies, you are fooled. You have fooled yourself. You have allowed yourself to be fooled. Those things only taste good because they are a drug, okay? Now, if you start looking at those things as a drug, you will start seeing exactly what I'm talking about, okay? In order to change those habits, you have to change what you believe. On the other side of your choices changing is a wonderful world of a body that feels so free and full of ease. You won't know that until you put your foot over there by changing your beliefs, changing your habits, and experiencing it, okay? It's much like when all the ladies went through the protein program and they were like, wait, what? My cravings just aren't even there. But I'll venture to guess that most of those ladies, not all of them, I know for a fact not all of them, but some of them have fallen off the wagon of placing that protein as priority, and therefore find themselves only eating their junk food once in a while, okay? I'm telling you, that is what's going to derail you, that once in a while. So, what I also want to make sure of is this. Don't go looking for answers in places that don't exist. The answers are right in front of you. Your body knows. Your body knows. You have your conscience, or what, remember the little cartoons used to have the devil and an angel, one on each side? You have one part of you telling you, no, eat the fun sugar stuff. And you have the other one saying, your body needs to be free of that. Okay? The right answers are right in front of you, but you have to trust that process, right? You have to trust that process. Don't replace sugar foods with foods that taste really sugary because of fake sugars. We need to change our belief inside of us, okay? I want you to understand that the hardest part is not changing your eating. The hardest part is you becoming the person who can do this. Because once you become that person, the chores are easy. The tasks are easy. It is so easy. But up here, you have to become that person that can do it, okay? You have to become that person that can do it. Now I'm speaking to women who want lasting fat loss, okay? Lasting fat loss with strength. We don't want to lose our strength. And again, once you become that person, that thing that you need to do to remain the size that you want will be easy. It will be easy, okay? So, I want you to remember, simplicity is mastery. Simplicity is mastery. Who cares if the food is boring? Spice it up different, okay? Spice it up different. People in the fitness world have been doing this for years and years and years and years and years, okay? They've been able to take care of their body for years and years and years and years doing these simple, easy tasks. Success is easier than failure when you're 100% in to becoming the person that does the things and has the body you're wanting. So stop believing in the statements, the struggle is real, it must be hard. Stop believing all that stuff, because it's not hard. It's not hard. We're telling ourselves it's hard. I've even went along with people for years and years and years. I know it's really hard. It's actually really not hard. It's not. This whole 25 years, I have been learning all of this stuff on my own. Nobody's teaching it to me. Nobody's teaching this to me. I have only been taught about what menopause is to us women, okay? What helps us respond better to it, what helps us not respond better to it. Like I've learned that about nutrition and activity and belief systems. So, but as for weight management, I learned this on my own by making myself go through it. So don't take 25 years to figure out what I did, because we're already 50, 60. You don't want to do that. You want to learn the lessons that I've already learned and take them to heart and use them, okay? Because they're straight up answers. I want you to remember to spend time preparing. What does that mean? It means you need to spend time preparing your foods. They can be very simple. Eat the simple things, okay? Eat the simple things. There's another reason your body is requesting sweet treats, fun food, okay? Yes, some of it can be an addictive nature, but we start the addictions for a reason. We don't start them because we want to get fat. We don't start them because we like being addicted to something that we can't control. We started them for a reason and they kept going, and now it's up to us to change that, okay? So spend more time in preparation, all right? I used to have a famous quote from a coach. The will to prepare is the way to winning, something like that. It was my favorite one. I used to have it hanging around all the time. But it is true. So even with a team, if they don't prepare, they're not going to win. So teams prepare by practicing and having certain habits, okay? So what I really want you to think about every day when you wake up and you do benchmark measurements, or you look at yourself or you put clothes on, instead of saying, have I lost any today? Am I losing? Am I having progress there? I want you to ask yourself this. Am I becoming the person who lives that lifestyle? Am I becoming that person who does those things? Okay? Am I becoming the person who weighs what I want to weigh? Okay, I'm looking at my notes there because I was writing down some things that I hear women say. Whatever your goal is, you have to ask yourself, are you that person? When I started to create different programs in my business, I was in a mode of not really wanting to step out publicly. And I was like, well, if you want to grow, you're going to have to step out publicly. And I think I was just a little worn down from some traumatic events in my own life. And I knew I needed to step out again, because my beginning life in the fitness world, I was very well known for my happiness and my outward giggling and my outward talking to everybody. I was just the happy-go-lucky person of the world, right? And I have had to learn to bring myself back out of that, and I missed it. And so I had to become that person again, okay? Because it's very easy to just sit in your little cubby hole, work one-on-one with people. That way you only have to see one person at a time, right? It's very easy to get stuck in that. But I had pulled myself out of that. And I know you can pull yourself out of whatever conundrum you're stuck in and become the person who has the body you're desiring. There's no wrong. There is nothing vain about wanting to have your body healthy and having it look the way you want it. You know, we got to stop worrying about that, okay? You got to be proud of the body you have, but you got to love it where it's at now, because it got you here. You know, you're not laying in a hospital bed. You're not laying in the ground, right? I mean, that sounds kind of tough, but listen, your body got you here where you are now. So it wants to change with you, but it has to start up here. So that's my message to you. Success is easier than failure. But you have to stop expecting the answer to be somewhere else, because it's right in front of you.